But this is, like I said, this is definitely going to make so much of a difference for us, the wrestling fan. Forget about caring about which company's winning. It does not really matter. What matters is you have these two companies fighting with each other that's going to wind up providing us with a better wrestling product overall across the board, spanning all promotions. You know, I don't know why sides have to be taken. You know which side I take? The side of fucking professional wrestling. That's the side I take. I don't give a shit if it's All Elite Wrestling or WWE, and I'm not going to laugh and brag in other fans' faces if the company that I like better is winning the war. Newsflash, I give less than a rat fuck about that. What I care about is wrestling being good. And tonight, we could look back on this 5 years from now as saying, wow, what a night. That night started it all. What more in a pay-per-view could you have asked from All Elite Wrestling tonight than what they delivered? Based on the card, based on our expectations, what we thought we were going to get out of these matches and what surprises we might see. What did they fail to give us? You know what I mean? Cody and Dustin far exceeded expectations. Every other match on the card was solid. Main event was good. Moxley was the surprise, which we kind of had a feeling. We had no issues, no technical difficulties. Announced team Jim Ross, I thought, held his own, even though he's, not perfect. He still did really well tonight, I felt. I think he did a lot better tonight than he's done on other shows. So, what? If you weren't satisfied with tonight's show, what the fuck is wrong with you? What more did you want them to give you? I thought tonight's show was great, but I also understand that you have to be realistic with your expectations of All Elite Wrestling. So far, they're off to a great start with their pay-per-view. I'm sure the one in August will be great, and then they're going to kick off their TV show right after that, right after they crown a new champion. I think the future is bright, or at least the immediate future is very bright for All Elite Wrestling based on what we saw tonight. But I'm not willing to put a crown on their head and say, in 6 months, WWE's going to go out of business. You have to be an idiot to think that, and to think that's even possible. But I am pleasantly surprised with what we saw tonight. I have very few negative things to say about the show. Like I said, as far as the card goes, I was probably only about 80% familiar with the talent. The 6 women's tag, I had no real knowledge of, and there's a bunch of people in the Battle Royal. I knew who the fuck they were. And I didn't know who that tag team was, the Super Smash Brothers, who debuted. Not really familiar with them either. So there are a few things that I wasn't really familiar with, but I was still entertained as hell by the show. And I thought it was an excellent night of wrestling, which is all I wanted. It's all I wanted. It's all I wanted. I'm not up here ready to make a YouTube video about how fucked WWE is. And that's what we're going to see. And that's what we're going to hear on Twitter. Instead of talking about AEW, we're going to talk about WWE. That's going to happen, right? For a company that's had such a good show, you're going to hear WWE trending as much as they are. What does that tell you about the fans? That they're so up the ass of the WWE that they can't put them out of their mind for 1 minute to enjoy the wrestling they saw tonight and say, wow, All Elite Wrestling did a good job. They kicked off their company and their brand in one of the best ways possible. I'm excited as a wrestling fan to see what we have in store, what the future holds for their next pay-per-view and their new TV show on TNT. I can't wait to see what All Elite Wrestling does. But no, that's not what we're going to hear. You're going to go on Twitter and you're going to go on YouTube and you're going to hear everybody talking about WWE. WWE this, WWE that. WWE is screwed. WWE's going out of business. They better be worried. How about you talk about All Elite Wrestling? They're the ones with the show tonight. They're the ones that kicked ass tonight. They're the ones that gave you an amazing night of wrestling and made you so excited for the future. Can you put WWE out of your stupid fucking empty brainless head for more than 5 seconds and enjoy what you had? Is that even possible? Because I loved what I saw tonight. And I'm not going to waste my time celebrating WWE's impending demise, which is not going to happen, by the way, because I had one good goddamn night of wrestling. If WWE gives us a pay-per-view equally as good, are we going to say AEW is going to die? No, because that's not realistic. Just like a lot of these expectations aren't realistic. I think the fans need to wake the fuck up. And it's perfectly fine with being a fan of professional wrestling. You can like WWE, All Elite Wrestling, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, everything. What's wrong with that? think the fans got some ass backwards priorities.